completely. You need that 180 and stand it up. There you go. Perfect. Hey. She gave you the look like I'm going to yell at you on the internet.
No, it needs to be down the other way.
180. Stand it up.
Hold on a second. Leave it right there for a second. Oh, it does. It's fine.
There you go.
You got it.
Fixed itself.
Yeah, it does a square.
Mm-hmm.
Lives do squares. Yeah, lives do long for some reason, guys.
Because they want you to be doing it on your smartphone.
Hey, we're here. I think we actually got this figured out, guys. Sorry for about the last minute, but we made it.
We did. It's been a long weekend. It has been crazy. We've had a lot going on. And basically, we're going to spoil all that stuff for you right now, today, in this video.
We had too much fun not to.
Yeah, we're going to wait a little bit, and hopefully some people join in here so that we can actually tell people live. If you're in here and you're hanging out with us, give us a thumbs up or a comment or something. Let us know that you're there, and ask us a question or something. We'll tell you, or we'll lie and make something up.
So
I don't know.
So to leave off from the last live, we were talking about maybe looking for a new car.
The Redneck Hobbit says, "Hey ladies, what's up?"
Hey,
What's up?
give him a hey with an extra like A on it, like hey, like Hobbit, we miss you, buddy. Come hang out.
Yeah, you missed it last night. We're not gonna get into that yet. Sorry, I wanted to spill the beans already.
Dude, Hobbit, I had a seat. I had a passenger seat. I had a friend that was supposed to show up. I would have put you in. You could have rode out there to the burnout pit with me again. Anytime, buddy.
Yep, it would have been. Oh yeah, dude, it was so sick, dude. I can't wait to drop this video for everybody, but yeah. So basically, we dropped the video. We went and we got a new El Camino for Jason. So we have the El Camino. I have a video dropping this Friday.
It ran like absolute trash. Like we barely got it on the trailer. It ran so bad.
Yeah. Well, they already saw that, dude.
Okay. It barely ran when we got it. My mind instantly exploded, and I thought we got to do something about this. We got to this ain't gonna fly.
Yeah. So the next video, it will drop Friday. Basically, Jason and I tear into the car, just try and see if we can even get it to run and idle, because it wouldn't even pull itself on and off the trailer, as you guys already know when we picked it up. So we wrench on it a little bit.
Put brakes on it?
Nope, we didn't do any of that stuff. That was the next video.
Oh man.
So we just made a list, basically laundry list of bare minimum stuff that we had to have done for Night of Destruction. We worked on it that day. I got that video coming out this coming Friday. Yep. The following Friday is going to be our thrash video. We literally spent the entire Saturday and Sunday last weekend, just Labor Day weekend.
20 hours in the shop.
20 hours easy in the shop, thrashing on the El Camino, trying to get it ready for yesterday.
No distractions. We stopped for like 5 seconds and talked to each other and
ate some pizza.
And then just like look at each other and be like, we gotta get on it. We gotta get on it. We gotta stay on it. We're not gonna get done if we don't.
Yep. And we did.
So we thrashed to get this thing running. Discovered some really cool information about the car that we didn't previously know when we bought it.
Yep.
Which then led us down the path of like, hey, this might actually be a burnout car.
Yep. Well, I knew as soon as I seen the numbers, and I told Jason, and he was skeptical because he don't know.
Yeah.
But I knew. I was like, man, if this thing isn't hurt, I can make it run.
Yeah. So that's the path of thrashing we went down.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna spoil everything in all those videos, but the thrash video, basically we got everything ready. We made it, got it ready for Saturday, and we took it up to the burnouts to go against Carmen. Basically, he had to do a better burnout than Carmen. And we got there, everything was cool.
We were working on it. We literally finished up the radiator
Yeah, we worked.
stuff
Yeah, we worked on
that morning before
Yeah,
we
yesterday
went.
morning. Yeah.
Like we literally, I put a fan shroud on it. I put a mechanical fan on it. I
We
put
put
an
an
electric fan on it. Wired the relays on a quick little hot just disconnect. Like we haven't even heat
Like
cycled.
literally, he's turned the electric fan on before he went into the burnout box with a gator clip on the positive of the battery, just so we had fans.
Like we literally came in like, whew, just
Yeah.
like right under the minimum.
Yeah, the video is gonna be epic. I can't wait to drop it for you guys. 'Cause
Working
it's a
until
really
the-
good video.
Yeah, working until the last minute. You know, big thanks to Dustin for like just helping me get it done because like that's a lot of hours.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, guys.
We swapped intake, we swapped headers, worked on the headers, we put a different carb on it, we re-welded the rear diff,
Pulled the tranny and
yeah, swapped out transmission filter, checked out the inside. Like we did a ton of work.
We
There's
gave
a
it a-
lot in that video.
we gave it a once over, gave it our inspection for good enough for NOD,
Tuned it up.
and just sent it like full send.
Yeah, and we ripped a couple Bernies out here.
Yeah, just
Those
tested it.
videos are freaking awesome. If you want to see those, this is a little insider information. Nobody else knows this unless you watch our live videos, which that's where you get all your insider information. Jason likes to jump the gun a little bit. He's got a couple of videos on his personal Instagram of the El Camino doing burn-offs and stuff. So
Yes.
if you go over there, you can sometimes catch some early stuff.
Yeah,
But-
see if you can find me. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, but see if you can find me.
But regular people don't necessarily know that. So, you know, if you just follow our YouTube channel and my Facebook, you're not going to know that every once in a while Jason drops an Easter egg out there of
Full rips in the HQ headquarters parking lots.
You just never know what you're going to
Man, how do you not post that? It's like just Bernies. Like, hey, let's see if this thing will do a Bernie and go to 2. Bam, straight to second gear and just eats. Oh man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. But yeah, so anyway, those Easter eggs are out there for you. Anyway, Night of Destruction, we get there. Everything's cool. Get registered. Get all our stuff done.
Let's talk about getting there first, because like,
Oh yeah, we only got one car trailer.
we only got one car trailer. Dustin's the only one of us that has a car trailer.
Or at least access to one.
Access to one. He borrows it from Batman.
Yeah,
you know.
from the Batcave.
It comes straight from the Batcave, and Batman lets him borrow this.
Yep.
So like he has access to one. So we got 2 cars to get to New Paris.
Gates opened at 1, and driver's meeting was at 3:30, and we've got like a 20-minute one-way ticket. So
Yeah, like turn
we're
and burn.
like, yeah, we're like car on the trailer, 12:30, 12:45. Like we've gotta be gone, right?
Yeah.
So we can be at the gates when they open, and we get there
Oh,
at
dude.
like 1:05, 1:10.
There's a
And
line.
there's a line of cars. Like everybody else beat us. We're like, we're on time. We're gonna be at the front of the line. There's already like 80 cars there.
And then everybody's standing there to get their like pit passes, because you got to get your pit pass. Like first thing you got to do.
And we just like, yeah, we just whipped it in and
We
we're
whip
like,
it in with
jump the car and leave.
We whip it in with the Elco on, and I mean just everybody's jaws just on the floor.
Yeah, they're like, what is that? What are you doing? What are you doing? We're like, we're leaving it. We gotta go.
Yeah, we
We're
gotta
like,
go,
hop back
like-
in the truck and leave.
Like everybody's like, man, oh my gosh, what is that? And then some of the guys know us, so they're like, they're just here for the burnouts.
Yeah, right. And then yeah, but nobody down there knew about the El Camino unless
Yeah.
they follow the YouTube channel or they watch us or anything like that.
But
so
just
I mean,
a-
a handful of people had an idea of what it was.
Just a
And like
line
he said,
full of guys.
they're like telling everybody like, oh yeah, they're going to Burnhouse.
Oh man, just, I mean, you could have, like, just everybody, just all eyes on us. Like we roll in there, and I mean, it's just all.
They're like,
eyes
you're
on
not wrecking that El Camino, are you? You're
Yeah.
not gonna wreck that tonight. And we're
Yeah.
like, no. We
Yeah.
don't generally wreck our stuff.
So we dropped the Elco.
And then bust
Put
ass back home
here.
to
Look-
HQ so we could load up Carmen and get her back up there in time to get our pit passes, get registered, And yeah,
Drivers meeting.
get to the drivers meeting, sign up for the burnouts because you got to sign up and all that stuff. So
Man, I love everybody in the pits there. Like there's this one guy there, like he's so nice. Like he comes up to me, he's like, man, that Elco. He's like, you putting that in the derby? And I'm like, no, I'm not busting that thing up tonight. He's like, good, I just go fight you in the pits for that car. He's like, I just go whoop your ass and take it. He's like, that car's gonna be my car if you were going to destroy her tonight. And I'm just like, okay, bud. but I love that dude. Like that dude's like serious about this stuff. Like he's got a car he puts in the burnouts every once in a while. It's a front wheel drive, but it's an LS. It's one of them Cadillacs with.
Yeah,
Dude, those guys
Cadillac.
are so cool, but it's just
It's
like
fun.
so much
It's a good
fun.
time. It's
like
like
everybody in the pits is just like so fun to hang out with.
It's cool. It's great, and and I think they're starting to figure out what to expect from us when we show up now, or at least the regulars do.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
That Elco
we made it there.
That Elco got dropped, and there weren't a lot of names signed up on that burnout list. Let me tell you.
Well, I signed up after it.
Yeah.
Carmen's not nervous.
Yeah. Carmen don't care.
So anyway, so we got that all done. We did our pace laps, parade laps, or whatever around like we normally do. Everything was cool, honking horns, having fun, doing everything. Get up for burnouts. Of course, Jason's nervous because he's never done burnouts before. Man. We're like, they call all the burnout cars, and I'm just like sitting there, and he's like, "We gotta go." He's like, "I'm so nervous. I think they called us." I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." And he's like, "Oh," I'm like, "I'm not gonna be the first guy in line. You can go."
Yeah, I think I was third in the burnout line.
Yeah.
The Redneck Hobbit says if you ain't first, you're last.
That's
Well,
right. Well,
you are correct.
We'll get to that a little later. We'll get to that in just a little bit, Hobbit.
Yeah. So, So anyway, we get out there. We're all lined up. Start doing burnouts. Got awesome video for you guys.
Lots of content.
Had the camera all set up. We got lots of content. Everybody who had a car in the burnouts, I'm gonna have their videos live, so you don't have to just watch our burnout videos to like watch us do burnouts. I mean, that's what I'd like. I'd like you to watch us do burnouts, but you can also watch you do burnouts. Because if you got a car there, like I'm gonna post your stuff. Like I don't just go there and there's 25 cars and then I post my car. Because I want you guys to, get credit where credit's due. I think it's fun where you can just go on and be like, oh yeah, there's me. Like I was in that. Like when I go to Cletus and cars, like I watch their pay-per-view or whatever, and then I like go on the pay-per-view and I watch Carmen in the burnout pit. It's cool to watch Carmen in the burnout pit, but it's way more cool being able to go see the 3 cars before Carmen and the 3, 4, 5 cars after Carmen. Because like I was there with those guys. Yeah. Like, because all those cars, let's be honest, like 80% of them were way cooler than Carmen or way cooler than the Beetle but it's like, hey, like I'm there. I'm in it. You guys were there. You were in it. Like there can't be a burnout contest if I'm the only guy that shows up. Yeah. If Jason's the only guy that shows up, like there can't be a burnout contest without everybody.
But the fun thing about
I want everybody's cars included.
I think that the other cool thing about the burnout competition is everybody's rooting for everybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like we're in line, like getting ready to do burnouts, and it's like it's not about like I'm gonna whoop your ass. It's like, hey dude, kill it. I'm cheering for you.
I might have told Jason I was gonna take his money and spend it.
Yeah.
Once
or twice. But it's just fun, like.
But other than him.
It's fun sitting. It's fun sitting in line and just talking to the car in front of you, talking to the car behind you, and even at like Indy, we had like some of the nicest people in the world. Like
it was awesome. Everybody's just super nice and fun. It's a great time. Great. Surroundings.
Don't. It's never about the competition. It's about putting on a show for the people.
Yeah. So that's why. Yeah. So yeah.
It's about the show. It's about everybody does their part of putting on a bigger show. And it's
the more the merrier.
Yeah, so it's so much fun, guys.
So I'm gonna try my best to record everybody's stuff and get everybody's stuff in these videos. So again, like I said, you don't just have to watch my YouTube video and be like, oh, I'm just gonna see Carmen do another burnout. No, you can watch your minivan do a burnout because I'll put your minivan in there.
Dude, that minivan did.
Or you can watch your pickup truck shit the bed.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll post the video straight on in my YouTube and watch the transmission fall clean out. I'll go with that.
It's
like
happening.
it's awesome. Like slow it down, go slow mo. Watch it in your living room 4 or 5 times. I need those views.
No, it's like this weekend was so fun. This weekend was so much fun. You know, it was kind of like the reward of all the hard work for like the 2 weekends before.
Yeah.
That it's just hard not to like include you guys in on like, you know, the high note of the weekend.
Yeah, like I guess it's hard to explain to somebody the feeling of success, I guess, you get when, you know, you have a deadline to get something done and like legitimately people are like, that'll never happen.
Yeah.
And then you make it happen. Like literally my blue truck that I painted 6 days before the show, it didn't have a bed on it. It didn't have doors. It didn't have windows. It didn't have an interior. People are like, what do you, I'm like, oh, in 6 days I'm going to a car show. They're like, with what? I'm like, my blue truck. And they're like, that's never going to happen. I'm like, challenge accepted. Like, it's going to be there.
I mean,
like, it's going to happen. It's like,
it's
you know,
like Susbug on Cletus and cars.
yeah.
Like that thing literally started for the first time on Tuesday.
Yeah.
With competition on Saturday.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's just it's really cool to be able to thrash on something like that, like the El Camino, and spend 20 hours in one weekend and knock out so many things, and then actually, you know, get there,
See the
compete.
gains.
I mean, it's like it's one of those things. It makes it so much sweeter to just be there. I guess if in my mind, if I had a car going to a car show, or a burnout car going to burnouts, or you know, I don't know, pulling tractor going to the tractor pulls, and it was done 6 months in advance, and then I get there and I don't perform really, really well, I would feel like I, you know, didn't do enough, or I didn't work hard enough at it. But I guess when I, you know, get done 20 minutes before I'm supposed to be there, and I show up, then I just feel like, hey, that's a win. Like,
Yeah,
I made it. Like, I don't even have to perform good.
So
just making it here was my win, I guess.
So like with the Elco, just like a point of reference, we put a radiator in it, and then the day of we put a radiator fan. We put two radiator
fans.
fans.
A little bit ago.
Yeah, but we didn't even get a chance to test it.
Oh yeah, we didn't heat cycle it or nothing. I'm like,
So-
is the thermostat opening? We don't know.
So it's
We're
like
just gonna send it.
yeah, so it's like parade lap time.
Yeah, I'm like, just watch the gauges.
And I'm like watching gauges in the parade lap, like it didn't come off of 130, and it's like I don't know.
I'm like, if you gotta shut her down, I'll push you to the pits.
Yeah, so it's like that. It's like it's not even that. Like you even go into the event with like unknowns of like
There's so many unknowns, but you gotta learn and you
Yeah.
gotta trust it's like a bicycle. If you build a bicycle from scratch, the first time you ride it, you don't know if you tightened all the bolts.
yeah, you don't give her the old
Chain falls off and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot to put the bolt in the sprocket.
yeah.
Or I forgot to tighten the handlebars. Or
Kinda.
and you gotta get the kinks worked out.
You kind of ease into it. You don't just give
yeah,
her
yeah,
the,
you ease into the drama, and we just kind of like
go
send it.
and
So-
boy was there drama.
Yeah, yeah. So go ahead, Jason. So what happened with the burnouts?
Oh, man.
I'm not going to infringe on your
Oh,
party
man.
time.
So this is my interpretation of the burnouts. It was a very limited view. There was enough smoke that I couldn't even see the engine in the car. I literally,
And you didn't even have a hood on it.
and I didn't even have a hood on it, and I couldn't see the engine in the car. So I get up there, I roll into the box. I'm all nervous as all nervous can be. I went third because I don't think I could stand to wait any longer. So I go into the burnout box, and the guy's like, I'm gonna give you the green flag, that means go, and I'm gonna give you the checker flag, that means stop. And I'm kind of like, okay, I kind of figured as much, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. Well, they can't yell at you if you don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, so my plan was to run the car to 5,000 RPMs, shift into second, and then just try to pull it back up to 5,000 and let her sit there and eat. So that's what I did. I literally rolled in there, left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas, pulled it down into 1. The temperature actually finally cracked. It was at 160. I have a 160 thermostat, so the temperature finally cracked on the temperature gauge. It went to 160. It was sitting at 160. Oil pressure sitting at like 38, 40 pounds around there.
Yeah, it's fine for.
It's fine for a small block. So the guy gives me the green flag, stuffed my foot in it, and I mean that car just blitzes to fucking to $5,000. I mean it just goes right to $5,000. I pop it into second, and I kind of felt like it went pink, like not just one. I shouldn't have hit it. I should have just thumped it into second, but I popped it into second. So I didn't know if I was in second or if I was in drive. And this is all like within like 2 seconds.
Oh, your entire burnout was 40 seconds.
Yeah, so like this is like 2 seconds into the burnout, and I already feel like it's like I already feel like I'm like 10 seconds into it, but it happens really quickly. And I bump it into second, and I mean the car instantly just climbs right back up, and it climbs to 4,800 RPMs. And it doesn't really matter if I let off the throttle or if I push on the throttle. It kind of just like
they get in the zone, man. Like the Buick will get in the zone and it'll be cruising, and then Carmen will all of a sudden, like you'll feel it. You're not moving your foot, and the RPMs will just start climbing.
Yeah, well,
and then you let off, and then it'll just kind of float down, or you'll be sitting there and it'll start to float down a little, and you give it a little gas, nothing happens. Give it a little more, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'll respond. Whoop. But that's a carburetor, man.
So it just went to 4,800 and it stuck. I pushed down on the gas a little bit and it didn't move. And I let up on the gas and it didn't move. And then I checked my temperature. It was still 160. My oil pressure's still sitting at like 36, 38. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, here we go. I'm like, well, I'm just going to hold on to it until they pop.
It takes a while. You're sitting there and you're like.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just going to hold on to it till it pops. I'm just watching that tack. It's at 48 and I'm like, everything disappears. I mean, like literally white just engulfs me. I can't see my engine. It starts coming in the window. I start like struggling to see the gauge, and I'm like inching closer to the gauge just to be able to see the RPMs. Like I am completely gone in a white cloud. And I sit there for what feels like an eternity when the engine's screaming at 4,800 RPM. Yeah. And smoke's coming in everywhere. I mean, it just sounds amazing.
It was killing it.
It was killing it. And I start to feel kind of a vibration in the drivetrain. And I'm like, oh man, I think the tire's about to go. Oh man, I think the tire's about to go. And then it's like, oh man, I think the tire's about to go. And it just keeps doing this. And it's like, and then finally I'm like, oh man, I think the tire's going to go. And then just the biggest boom I've ever heard in my life goes off. And the engine just zings up in the RPMs. I pull my foot off the throttle real quick. And I'm like, I don't know why it went up in RPM when the tire popped. Yeah, and the car sat down, and the car didn't really sit down like different. And I was kind of like, And then I was like, okay. So I took my left foot off the brake, and I pushed my right foot on the gas again. And it just went up in RPM, but the car didn't move forward. And I went, oh boy. Oh boy.
All this happened in a matter of like
27 seconds. Felt like an hour.
Right, yeah.
But it happens in like 27 seconds. And then BJ pops in my window. The
smoke's starting to clear a little bit.
The smoke's starting to clear.
I grabbed the camera and run up there because I'm like, oh yeah, this is super cool.
BJ pops in the window. I've only met this guy like maybe twice. I've only talked to him really once. Cool dude, love him. And he pops his head in the window and he's like, hey man, your transmission or your drive shaft's over here on the ground. And I was like, oh, I should put it in park. And I put it in park, and he just like looked at me and he's like, that ain't gonna do nothing. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, are you okay with us pushing your car out of here? And I was like, yeah, I better put it in neutral. And I pulled down in neutral, and he just kind of like
shook his head
and walked away.
And then I get up there, and he's like, your buddy blew his drive shaft. I'm like, sweet, hand it to him.
Yeah, so they hand me the drive shaft. Smoke's finally clearing. I'm holding the drive shaft like
in two pieces.
Yeah, it's definitely in 2 pieces now. It is not connected anymore. Hopefully that's all it broke. The engine sound fine. I hope the transmission's fine. I hope the rear end feels fine, but I hope it's fine. Hopefully it's just drive shaft, guys. We'll be back.
And then what? You got what? 30 points? They gave you 30?
They gave me a 30.
Out of 30, right? Boo, you can't beat that. Like the smoke cloud, like it was awesome. He almost made it halfway.
Almost.
Almost made it halfway to the minute mark. You know, you really don't want to make it to the minute mark.
Yeah.
You want to pop before that, but you want to make it past.
Not the
30
drive
and then
shaft.
pop
You want
somewhere.
the tires. You want to pop tires, not drive shafts.
Yeah. So then more cars went, and I was busy trying to record stuff with Charity, and so
You're second to last.
I ended up being second to last. I thought I was the last car. I was the last car out there. The other car came from somewhere. I don't know where they came from.
And
It actually came from the other side of the track. He was parked on the other side, and
He must not.
you guys parked this way, and he parked this way.
So must have been his first time. But anyway, I was parked down, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm the last guy, right? So I run down there and hop in old Carmen, and I roll her down there, and you guys kind of know how it happens. Throw her in low, and the flagger guy says, you know what to do? And I said, I do, brother. And then I let her rip. And I was doing really good. And again, it's the same, like you don't realize how long a minute really is until you're sitting in a car staring at a tack and it's just screaming. And you're like, whoa! And you're like, if this tires can pop, then I can be done. Right? Like this would all be over, right? And then I'm thinking, is there enough smoke? So I start looking around, right? Because I'm like, is there enough smoke? I don't know. And then I look at my oil pressure. I'm like, yeah, still got that. So I don't know. And then I just kind of like, I don't know what to do with my hands because I don't need them on the wheel, really.
Yeah.
So you just like sit there. And then I felt a little bit of vibration like Jason did. And I'm like, oh man.
But it wasn't the drive shaft.
No, it wasn't the drive shaft. I was hauling for a while, and I felt it starting to like this little vibration. I was like, finally, these tires are gonna go. Because I showed up this time with tires that were way more worn out than I normally do. Because I normally show up with like brand new tires, and I can never pop them. And so I was like, you know what? I want to pop tires. Like that's what I want to do, right? So I show up with worn out tires, and I'm like, it's good. Something's gonna pop. Something's gonna pop. Something's gonna pop. And then I hear like boom, 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 in the back. It's just like rubber, just like wrapping itself around the fender well. And I'm like, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. It's gonna go. And then he like waves the checker flag, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Like it's starting to go. Like I can feel the belts in the tire breaking, and I'm like, any second it's just gonna pop. It's just gonna pop. And then I'm like, but I can't just stay here and be a cheater, right? I gotta roll out. So I ease off the brake and I stay in the throttle. And I'm like, whoa! I'm rolling out of the box. And there's like tire shrapnel flying past my head, past the window and stuff. And then I come like rolling out. And there's smoke rolling out of the car. It's so fun, so cool. But I didn't pop the tire. It didn't explode.
So what score did the kids give you?
30. They gave me a 32.
So we're both sitting on 30, guys. We're both sitting on 30.
I roll back around to pick up Charity, and I get out of the car, and there's one other truck that I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
So they pull that truck up, and I'm like walking down to her, and that truck, kudos to that guy. He gave it his all, but he didn't do a very good burnout. Ooh. And so he was over pretty quick, and then they're like, Carmen Electra is still in one piece, and she's still driving under her own power. So even though we have a tie, Carmen's gonna get it. But boom! Carmen gets her second trophy, and El Camino can suck it. Anyway, so I rolled around and got my trophy.
But we showed up and we both put up a perfect score.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We both put up a perfect score.
It was a good time.
So awesome.
And while we were driving around, people were screaming at Carmen, the El Camino should have won!
Yeah. So I get my trophy and my picture, right? And I got my trophy, and Jason's behind the fence yelling at me.
You suck!
And I didn't care. He's just mad because I won, right? So
no, I'm happy Carmen wins, man. I'm all for it, man.
And we're leaving, and we're driving up along the fence, and yeah, people are like yelling, El Camino should have won. Not like everybody, but there's people, which is great because that means we have a rivalry now.
Yeah.
And that's awesome because if there's people yelling El Camino won, then that means there's people yelling Carmen won, which means that
we're gonna be back.
it's awesome.
October 7th.
Yeah.
We're gonna be back October 7th. We're gonna do it again, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna be there again. Don't miss it. Come see it live. Just come see it, man. Come hang out. We walk through the grandstands. Hey, shout at us when we're doing the parade lap, and we'll make sure we come find you.
Yeah, holler at us. Don't be strangers, because
Yeah,
I know, you gotta
us.
have a pit pass to get down to the pits.
Don't worry about that.
If you see us up in the bleachers or whatever,
Come
wandering
say hi.
around, just holler at us. We'll say hi, whatever. We'll give you some stickers or whatever.
We
It's a good time. It's fun, and yeah.
It's so much fun.
Jason can do burnouts now. He just
I have
can't
a
do
burnout car now.
Burnouts that are good enough to beat me.
So
he's gonna have to try harder.
So the one thing, we went through this entire car. Front to back. We did the brakes. We did the engine. We did the coolant system. We flush and filled the transmission. We popped the diff cover off and welded the diff up and put it back on, put new fluids in it. And we both looked right at the drive shaft and we said to each other, man, if anything's going to get us, it's going to be one of them U-joints right there.
Yep.
But we just didn't
I
have...
said a weak link's going to be them U-joints if it's anything. And we looked at them
And they were all tight, but we just didn't have time to just...
And they were factory. They're factory U-joints. I'm like...
81.
Yeah, they've been in there for a minute. And I'm like, but they're tight. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Why change them?
Yeah, so we could have took like 3 days and sent it to the shop and got them changed and brought it back. But we both looked at each other and said...
We really, honestly, if we wanted to do those U-joints, we just didn't have freaking time.
We didn't have it. So
we just did not have time.
So we were
Even
just
if
like...
we wanted to. If they would have been sloppy, we would have had to have done them, and something else would have suffered. Like, it wouldn't have had a bigger radiator, or...
No fan.
Something would have not got done.
Yeah, we'd have been putting that drive shaft in Saturday morning instead of radiator fans.
Yeah. What time is it? How much time we got?
You are at 32 minutes.
Okay, so we're like halfway. How many people are in here?
Just the Hobbit.
Nobody right now.
Okay.
Jeez.
But no,
We're all alone.
It was so much fun. It was such a great event. Like, I love that New Paris puts it on. I love that we get to go help put on a show.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, I guess to me, it's not about, it's not about the competition. I hate to say that. I'd love to have that trophy. Like, if I'd have had that trophy, it'd been sitting right here, and you could have sucked it all night long.
Don't worry, I got up this morning and worked on editing videos, and I had both my trophies next to my laptop.
But, we say it's not
right next to my cup of coffee.
We say it's not about the competition. It still is. But at the end of the day, it's about putting on a show, and we love putting on a show. Like, we love going out there. We love doing burnouts. We love walking in the pits, talking to everybody in the pits. We love going in the stands and seeing people in the stands and talking to our friends that shout us out. And we just love having a good time.
And I love watching the videos of me doing badass burnouts. Because then I'm like, ooh, it's like I get to do it like 100 times. It's so weird because you do it.
Oh, man.
I can only imagine if I was like a NASCAR driver or like somebody who did like some super extreme sport or whatever and like won something. Because like I do the burnouts and I win like last night. And then I go back and I watch the video of me doing the burnouts and my heart starts to speed up.
Yeah.
And I get like into it again. It's almost like I'm doing it again. I'm like, wow. Yeah. So anyway.
No, I just like... Yeah,
it's so cool. It's so much fun.
It's so fun.
And then I get to share it with everybody in the world,
and
document it,
and have even more fun. And it's like I sent like Facebook messages to like a half dozen or like a dozen of my friends, just showing them a video of the car, and they're like, "Kudos, man! It did a great job."
David W says, "Evening, guys. Good job on the win."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, David.
Hey, David.
Check this out. Check this out.
Hey, let's go look at the Elco. Come on over.
No, here.
No, let's bring it over. Let's bring the camera over. Let's go over here.
I was just gonna bring this in here. This is our drive shaft.
Yeah, here's our Elco. It's up on the stand.
So this is what remains of the drive shaft after he twisted it off.
It twisted it clean off, kids.
So this was
The back end.
the back, and that was the transmission side. Did her in pretty good. That small block was screaming.
Hey,
dude.
speaking of something, I sent the video to my buddy. It's Woodcock Welding out of Warsaw. He's welded up a bunch of stuff for Sussbug. Like when you got something pertinent that you got to get welded, kind of let the professionals do it. So I sent him the picture of this, and I was like,
I'm gonna need that welded
I'm
up.
gonna need that welded up. And he sent back like the biggest like LOL, like yeah. And I was like, but I thought you could weld anything.
I guess
man.
I'll have to do it.
Yeah. I was like, but I thought you could weld anything, man.
So
Oh,
yeah,
man.
so we twisted her off.
Just came right
Well,
off.
let's show them underneath the car. What to do to the bottom of the car? Do we need a light down there? Or we gotta
Yeah,
have
might
light?
need a light. Hi, can you see me?
Yeah, definitely gonna need a light. I can't see
Yeah.
anything on the camera really.
So see if you can come from this angle back here. So you see how this side is up here? You see how this side is
I'm
up
running
here?
into everything under
It's
here.
nice and like flat and it's kind of continuous. And then if you look at this side over here, this big old dent.
Oh yeah, it caved in the whole rear floor right there.
Yeah, so it caved this in about 6 inches and it pushed this down just a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you look like back up over here, you can also see a big mark on that guy going on back to there to where it put a big old dent right back
Oh
in
yeah,
here.
it
as well.
caved all that in down there too.
Yeah, it caved this in.
Smashed this all in.
Yeah, so it did the number on it. But this up here, that's like that should be like there, guys. Like
Yeah.
that should be in this area. That should continue along there. So it smashed it a good like 4, 5, 6 inches in.
It caved that in, but that was rusty anyway.
Yeah, and then it pushed this
If you were
down.
gonna restore this, you'd cut all them floors out anyway.
Yeah, but we pushed that up a little bit already. But you know, thankfully it didn't come through and say hello. So you
And
know.
this didn't fall out and lose all your transmission fluid, because look, still.
Yeah, let's
Look
leave
at that. That seal ain't even leaking.
Yeah, let's leave that in there.
You're good to go.
This little guy, he survived pretty good. I mean, the tires still spin smooth.
So rear end I welded up the day before is good to go.
Yeah.
You didn't break any of your bolts off or anything in the rear end, which is good because that would have been kind of a pain to fix.
Yeah, but we just got like
So
that's
yeah,
the,
we just need a new drive shaft.
yeah, but that's the biggest
Well,
portion of it.
He needs a new drive shaft if
Yeah.
he wants to beat Carmen because she's good to go.
Carmen's still here, so it's good. But yeah, we got it up on the lift. We're gonna get her fixed.
So
Drive shafts. I mean, they're not cheap, but they're not unattainable either. Like they're available.
I can find one of them this week.
So we'll just get a drive shaft this week, and we'll just get her done.
Luckily, it's no Camino and not like a weird Volkswagen. Or
Yeah, it's
whatever
not like a
weird things you
Volkswagen.
like working on.
But yeah, we just, you know, hey, she's got power. Like, he tuned her up. He said, I'm gonna make her tune. I'm gonna put a tuner, make her go. And my gosh, did it ever?
Yep. On a positive note, you got this other Brock. You can bolt this on a Volkswagen.
Bolt that on the Volkswagen. No, that 650 you bolted on there is like perfect for it.
600.
Oh yeah, 600.
Yeah.
That's like perfect for it because that thing, it ran
Those
like
are only good to like 250 horse.
that ran
If
like
you tune them right.
that ran like crap, and we instantly went to that 600. We instantly went to that 600, and I mean, like, first fire up, that thing just, like, lit and went, and it was like, wow, this car's, like, way rowdier.
Well, we changed the intake. We did a lot of work, man. Intake, headers, timing. We did a lot.
Yeah. You want to let it down and show them under the engine bay?
Can.
Yeah, drop that rear.
I can drop it. Pull this drive shaft out of here.
Yeah.
We gotta shove this thing back in the weeds anyway. All clear? Yeah.
Show them the old...
Low and slow.
And she balled some tires up, though, real good.
You did, those tires were...
Moments away. I wouldn't say moments away, because we've
No,
seen...
because,
we've seen
dude, I
We've
still
seen tires. We've seen tires like that live for 30 seconds.
Go look at the tire on the back of Carmen.
Yeah.
And it was still spinning.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, yeah, you didn't pop tires yesterday, but Carmen definitely sitting on flats today.
Yup. Yeah. It was crazy. It was a great time though.
Oh, it was so.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, like you guys gotta come hang out with us live.
And I'm glad I don't have to fix none of my junk for the next one. So, is David still in there? Still around, David? Oh, he might have took off. Our next event is the Coliseum. Now, here's another little spoiler you guys don't know anything about.
Yeah.
They changed what the venue was going to be. Originally, it was posted as
Open pit.
an open pit burnout, basically freestyle burnouts in a 150 foot by 150 foot burnout pit. They've changed it now. They're going to have a couple of different courses. It seems to me like it's going to be more of a drift type competition, where they're going to have a figure 8 drift course, and then they're going to have check boxes that you have to drift through and some other stuff. Now they did say that once you're registered or whatever, you don't have to necessarily compete for money, for the trophy and the money. But you can still go out and freestyle burnout or whatever, because you know you're in it, right? And so I thought about it for all of about 4 seconds, and I decided that apparently Carmen is now a drift car, and we're gonna full send it.
Yeah. She identifies as a drifter.
That's right.
Got
She
the
might
angle
be
kit on
22
her.
feet long and a little thick in the rear. But she
hey.
likes to party, and I am going to throw down. I don't care if those guys show up with $80,000 Corvettes or some drift queen with, you know, the stance and the setup and the roll
the
bars
angle kits and all
and
that.
the full pull e-brake. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to have to beat Carmen. And you may underestimate Carmen, and you may underestimate me, but I'll tell you one thing for sure: there will be hella tire smoke. And I will be spinning multiple directions.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of looked at it and we're like, well, crap, that kind of changed. And that's not what we're really, like, down to do. But, like, what are we down to do? We're down to do anything. Like,
Why not?
I mean, why not? Like, we get to put the cars out there. We get to, like, make tires smoke, and we get to have good times. I mean, worst case scenario, we take, you know, $2,000 jalopies out there, and we look like fools. There's gonna be people there with $100,000 cars.
And then
doing
we
the same
record
thing.
it, and we let you guys laugh at us at home. You can sit on your couch and drink a cold pop, or make yourself a root beer float, and you can go, you know, I may not have done much today, but mow my lawn, but at least I don't look like an idiot on the internet like those two fools.
Hey, I ain't saying. Ain't the first time.
I don't know. I'm just.
Ain't the first. Won't be the last time.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun.
Let's give them a quick rundown of what all we did to this thing. Let's start way up front. So way up front, we put a electric fan up there, and we didn't have time for a switch. So what we did have time for was an alligator clip. So you just take this alligator clip and you just hook it on the battery, and the fan turns on. So that's what we had time for, guys. That's what we had time for. That's what we had time for. That's how far behind time we were on this car. We put a big old radiator on there. We put a nice shiny radiator housing on there.
It probably broke because you didn't put that Go Fast sticker on it. I told you, I said, put that sticker. You said, I gotta keep this. It's a nice sticker.
We put a big old mechanical fan back there.
Check out this belt on the power steering.
Oh yeah.
It was not like that when we started.
We did not have time to get belts and hoses. We did not
Look
have
at
time
that.
for belts and
It's
hoses.
upside down and like half sideways.
We did not have time for belts and hoses.
It was not like that when he rolled out there on the
But
pit.
we will for the next event. And then we put this sweet Edelbrock intake on it. We put a
swap meet special.
Put a Holly 600 on there underneath there. Put this chrome valve cleaner on there, man. The
$5 air cleaner.
We got these $20 headers on here, and my gosh, a little bit of tuning by Dustin, and this thing just runs like a champ. Man, see if she's in park. See if she won't crack off for you, Dustin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you might not want to stand in front of it.
Yeah, you might not want to stand in front of it. Oh, make sure she's in park. Yeah, it don't matter. Don't matter what gear. You put her in any gear. But I mean, it just runs that good. I mean, it'll just crack off anytime you want.
Yeah, it runs good.
It runs good. It runs strong. Yeah.
Ready to rock.
Ready to rock. So what's the short list of things we got to do on this thing before Coliseum? Drive shaft, really important.
Yep. Drive shaft.
I would say hoses and belts would probably be a really smart second.
Hoses and belts, I would tie the battery down better because you're going to be spinning in circles.
Yeah, that definitely needs a little more holding down than it has right now.
And
put fuel in the tank, kick tires like the fires.
that's what I would do. Handful more zip ties just to keep stuff from melting.
Yeah.
Because those wires, you didn't even zip tie those up. Those are just laying there.
They make more smoke. Probably a different color smoke. But no. But no,
sure.
no, it did a for what we got to start with, for what we had to start with, to where we brought it in like 2 weeks was like amazing. Like
Yeah, it was a massive transformation.
Like this car went from like I hardly want to run, I don't even want to drive on the trailer to like absolutely just ripping a burnout.
So basically what Jason's trying to say is when we bought this 2 weeks ago, it drove itself on the trailer. We did a ton of work, and now we have to push it around my yard.
It does such a great job. We got to push it around here. But
so
no,
we must not know what we're doing,
no,
clearly.
What I'm saying is thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
Because I
It's
could
a
have done
good
without
time,
you,
man. It was awesome. It was fun. Dude, I can't wait to drop this video. Smoke on this.
Oh, dude.
It
yeah.
rolls up into the car, and then it comes up here, and the exhaust just pushes it straight up like two giant freaking horns.
Yeah.
Just shooting straight at the sky.
And then anything that comes out of the front just sucked right back
Yeah,
into
it gets sucked right back in from all the fans.
I mean,
it
it's
just blows it right back, and it just plumes.
It's just a
straight
chimney
up.
of smoke. It's just a chimney of smoke,
Yeah, it's
man.
awesome.
It's like absolutely
But when
crazy.
Carmen went, there was a little bit of breeze across the front, and of course I have a hood and stuff. So like my smoke all kind of rolls out the back and then has to travel forward. Where his just kind of like
it disappears. You see this much of the car.
Yeah, you can only see like this much of the car until you hear
A big bang.
metal noises.
Non-good metal sounds. Yeah. Oh man. Such a crazy event.
Well, here, take your trophy.
Oh yeah.
Let's go sit back down at the old table.
Yeah. Take the trophy. Let's trophy of sorrowness.
My trophies are in the house, right? I have them out here. I'll have them out here next time.
On back of the toilet.
Yeah.
We need to find a spot to hang that guy.
That's sweet. We gotta fix it. I'll weld it up.
Yeah, my buddy. Yeah, he suggested my other buddy Ray. He said JB Weld would work. And that's what we were thinking. We were thinking we could cut it off.
Slide a beer can in there, and then slide a beer can, slide the other end of the drive shaft on there, and then that ought to hold it nice and straight, and then I can just re-weld it.
Done.
I mean, the rear end's holding, right?
Yeah. Seems legit. I think that'd make a good short.
It would. Good YouTube short.
Or some JB Weld, like my buddy Ray suggested, because it's got all these like gnarly edges, like for it to get into. Like
Just
a JB
weld the crap out of it and wrap some duct tape around it. Or a bean can, cut it down the side and wrap it around it with a couple of hose clamps. It's basically done.
Done. I mean, it's a great time.
Anyway.
So upcoming events. So we have the Coliseum Takeover.
Yep, that's going to be October 1st, which is a Sunday in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So look that up. Show up. If you can't show up, like always, we'll have as many cameras going as we can, and we'll get the content out. But normally, our content for if we do an event like this one last Saturday, I'm not going to get the video edited, get everything done, and get it out to you guys for probably 4 to 6 weeks. So if you want to see the stuff ahead of time and see the stuff, you've really got to either show up at the event, you got to, be creeper on Jason's Instagram page because, like I said earlier, there's Easter eggs out there occasionally, or come to our lives and we'll give you updates on what's going on and what happened. Kind of little behind the scenes before anybody else knows stuff. We don't have Patreon or any of that crap, so you don't have to pay to look at our stupid stuff. You can just come here to our lives.
I tried that old OnlyFans, but nobody wanted to see my feet, so it doesn't work out. So after Coliseum, we have another the Ender Night of Destruction on October the 7th.
Yeah, October 7th, I believe. And I've already decided that
Halloween theme.
We're gonna do Halloween theme because Halloween is in October, and I love scary movies, and I love Halloween and all things crazy like that. So I am gonna try and muster up some monies because here's my plan with Carmen. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you what the plan is, and then when it happens, I'm gonna post videos, and you're gonna love it. I want to get those little zombie guys that you see that you're supposed to be able to lay like in your garden, and it's like a half a zombie body, and then when you walk past them, they like, and they wiggle and stuff. I want to get like a half dozen of those, and I want to hang them all over the sides of Carmen, and like on the windows, and like the hood and everything, so then when I'm like driving around, they're like,
Apocalypse.
acting like they're trying to like get in to eat me, and then get some like red like window paint and make it look like blood all over the windows and stuff, like it's zombie apocalypse. And then like, I don't know, maybe I could do like some red like blood and stuff on the front of Carmen so it looks like I've been running over zombies, and then fill like the inside of the car with like skeleton dudes or something. I don't know. Who knows? I think it sounds fun.
And then I thought that was a great idea, and I was like, you know what? I like Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. And he's got a little he's got a generator. So I was thinking, like, what about an inflatable pumpkin in the bed of the El Camino? And I like hit the old Google, and there's like a 16-foot inflatable pumpkin. I just put like the Great Pumpkin in the bed of like the El Camino and just be out there like doing burnouts with like a 16-foot inflatable pumpkin in the bed.
Pumpkin spice and everything nice. Pumpkins add 25 horse, but I don't know about a 16-footer.
Dude, I really do have a really cool pumpkin for a pumpkin cover.
What, the rear end cover?
Rear end cover.
Yeah, I posted that. So if you're on our socials, you've already seen it. Charity painted a little face on it, so it looks like the rear end looks like a jack-o'-lantern.
Pretty cool.
So basically everything I touched didn't break. And it performed really well.
And the one thing
I was like, dude, that's probably gonna fail. Guess what?
It failed.
Here it is.
Here it is. Yeah, that vibration you felt, Jason, was not the tires about to blow, but
no,
it was this here bearing exiting.
You cannot say that we don't full send.
It was full send. But yeah, I literally was just foot in it. And I felt the lumpity, and I'm just like, man, that's the tires. They're gonna go. And then just
it was way too early for those tires to go.
Hey, when you're sitting in a car,
oh yeah, I would have done the exact same thing. I probably would have been like, they're almost there, more.
Yeah,
'cause that's what I did with the Buick. Like, I was like, I'm gonna run out of time. And the tires, like, I could feel them, and I was like trying to give it more throttle. But I know once it gets over like 3,500 RPMs, it's on the backside of the curve, so it does nothing for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm like sitting at 3,600 RPMs, and I'm just like, there's nothing else I can do except for, I don't know, shift to third. But if I do that, I'm gonna lose.
What if I go to reverse again?
Well, I would lose RPM if I did that, and then that's less tire speed.
29.5, and I just took the win. But man, we both got 30, so that's a great night. That's a great night. We both showed up, we both put a 30 on the scoreboard.
And like I told you, I'm going to take your money. And I did. Took your money.
Okay.
I haven't spent it yet.
Yeah.
When I do, I'll give you a beer.
Yeah. You want to help buy me a drive shaft?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go find you one at the junkyard.
Yeah. No, it's fun wrenching on cars, guys. It's fun wrenching on cars. It's fun hanging out with your friends. And it's even more fun when you get to go to an event and like put on a show for the people and have a little bit of competition and a little bit of bragging rights, because he's got the bragging rights right now. I mean, Carmen is the champ.
For now.
For now. But that's what's fun about it. It's like, that's what's fun about cars. That's what's fun about competing. That's what's fun about building
Yeah,
something
and
with a
Jason's
goal in
been
mind.
going to a bunch of these events, and he's there, like
Helping in the pits.
in the pits and supporting everything, and just wanting to be out there. And now he got to be out there, and breaking the drive shaft and snapping that off is really cool.
It was actually, it wasn't scary until after the fact. It wasn't scary until you looked under the car and you see the big dents and stuff, and you're like, ooh.
That really could have been bad.
that really could have came and got me, but it didn't. So
especially up under your feet where there are no floors.
Yeah, it didn't come and get me,
Yeah, you're good.
And we're just gonna put a new drive shaft in it. We're gonna put a just for a little bit of peace of mind, I'm gonna throw a drive shaft loop on mine, and we're gonna go to the next event. We're just gonna have a good time.
Yep, that's all you can do. Is have more fun.
Oh, so much fun was had this weekend. So much fun was had this weekend that it really honestly makes up for the last 2 weekends of just like
straight thrashing on it.
Straight just like, oh my gosh, are we going to get done? Oh my gosh, are we going to get done? Just panic. Just panic at the shop. Just panic. Like, we got to get done. We got to go. We got to go.
I wasn't really panicked, but he
was. I was way more panicked than you.
Everything I build is on the deadline. And it's not like TV where they're like, we've got 7 days to rebuild this car for Joe's mom who had 4 kids. No. It's like, I took vacation to go to this event and I have to have my car there.
Yeah.
So like, I have to build this on my own, not with 87 people in the background and a catalog I can just order parts from.
Yeah.
Like something like this, like I have to go legit find it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can open up Google's and buy an $800 drive shaft. It'll be here Wednesday, but is it gonna fit?
Yeah. So this is a lot of. It's crazy because it's literally the one piece we looked at, and we both looked at it, and we were both like, we both looked at it, and we were both just like, yep, that's what's going to get us. That's what's going to get us, and it got us. So it is what it is. Hopefully nothing's hurt more than just a drive shaft.
Bigger, better next time.
And we'll just move on. We'll just get ready for the next show, and we'll just put on another show. And honestly, it kind of makes more content for us so now we get to show you how to swap a drive shaft in. Not that it's probably that hard. I mean, it's probably just going to come out of a box, slide in the front, slide in the back, 4 bolts, wada bing, wada boom.
Well, we got to put the drive shaft loop in there.
Yeah, another 4 bolts.
We've never done, but we'll make a video and pretend like we've done 100 of them.
Yeah.
And
have a good time.
I think Carmen ought to weld it right to the floor because she has one. You may have to, I don't know, bolt it to something.
I think there's some holes already there. But anyways,
We'll figure it out.
We'll
make it happen.
We'll figure it out. We'll make it happen, and we'll be at the next event ready to go. And
October 1st, I'm gonna full send. I'm gonna be in full drift mode. It's gonna be awesome. And luckily, Carmen has a shoulder strap, so it's basically a race car.
I need to figure it out as well.
Figure what out?
The seatbelt for the El Camino.
Why, it doesn't have one? It plugs in?
No.
I'm sure it does. Just plug it into the passenger side. You'll be fine. I've done that before.
I don't think either one of them are there.
I'm sure they are. It's probably under the seat. You just can't see it because you folded her forward. It's like a pickup truck.
I did fold her forward and look.
I think I sold that box of seatbelts. I had a box of seatbelts.
Yeah, we might need one.
We got a junkyard. We got to hook up. We can go get some seatbelts. That's no big deal. But, yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. What time is it? We about done?
1 minute.
1 minute and then we're done?
1 minute and we're done.
Oh, okay. Well, we can call it then.
We're basically done. Guys,
thank
you.
In thoughts, Jason?
Man, what epicness. Just an epic weekend. Epic, honestly, is like 3 weeks of just like crazy epicness. Like just like thrashing until you're just like numb. You're just like, I don't even know what to think anymore. And
so
then
this is the second Sunday of the month, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when we always drop our lives, second Sunday.
So the next one's literally going to be after NOD again.
Yeah, probably. Yep. It'll be right after our next NOD. And this video should be out, hopefully. Can't guarantee, or not this video, but
The
NOD,
Elco's,
the Elco's NOD video should be out. I can't guarantee that, but
Yeah.
it should be out.
But in the next live, you will catch what happened at the 7th NOD.
Yeah,
And Coliseum.
and the Coliseum. Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of
insider information.
Insider information in this next
And this
one.
pile of parts may get bigger. You just never know.
No. Please no.
Jason said he wanted an engine that would rip them. And then I tuned an engine that would rip them. And then it ripped tires, it ripped drive shafts,
Yeah.
it ripped the floorboards out.
Yeah.
And now he's like, oh, maybe I'm second guessing this.
I think we replaced the one thing that we knew was going to get us, and we'll be fine for the next one.
I think, yeah.
I think
More horsepower.
we shore this one up, and then yeah, go for it.
More horsepower, more torque.
More horsies.
Bigger tires.
More horse torques.
More tire smoke.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, when I get done here, when we get off, I will set up an event for our next live, so you guys can join in on our next live. If you ever wonder when our next live is, you can just go to our Facebook page, and I will have it set up there. I'll just have an event set up, and then you can, I don't know, put it in your calendar or mark the date, or I don't know, watch for it to tell you that we go live, because you got your notifications turned on, right? Well, you should. If you don't, I'd do it, because you never know what's going to happen. You just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we appreciate all your support. Like, share, subscribe. I know you guys obviously are already subscribed if you're watching my live. But, yeah, tell all your friends. Help spread the word. We really appreciate all the comments, all the views, all the interactions we get with everybody in the stands that cheers for Carmen, and a couple of people that holler about the Elco, whatever that thing was. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Until then, keep on wrenching. Peace.